Hey everyone, today we're going to be checking out some of my favorite bags from 511. 511 makes some really rugged bags in a variety of styles, sizes, and price points, and in this video I'm going to be talking about the similarities and differences between some of the bags that I've enjoyed using as of late. And make sure to stick around until the end of the video to learn how you can enter a giveaway to win one of the bags that I'm going to be sharing in this video. So excited to dive in. Before doing so, if you're new here, welcome. My name is Danny, and on this channel we love reviewing popular travel and everyday carry gear. If you like these types of videos and you'd be interested in seeing more, please consider subscribing as it helps the channel out a lot. So with all that being said, let's go ahead and jump in. The Rush 12 has been a legendary everyday carry bag now for a while, and is probably the first bag that comes to mind when I think of 511. I really love the tactical appearance that this has. Very functional. You have webbing along the front, along the sides. You can configure this with a variety of accessories, pouches. You can clip on things with a carabiner. I've attached flashlights. So, you have a lot of versatility with how you can kind of set the bag up. And then you have a very rugged 1050D nylon exterior, YKK zippers, really great buckles all throughout. So it's just a very reliably built bag. And then it comes in at about 24 liters, which is a really great daily bag size. It's able to hold all the items that I normally like to carry with me and still has a little bit of leftover space. Now the Rush series does have a couple of different sizes. I haven't had a chance to use any of the larger versions, but this right here is kind of the sweet spot for me as my all-purpose EDC bag. And then taking a look at the harness system, this has been quite comfortable to wear. You have a really nice amount of padding on the straps and on the back panel, good width to prevent the bag from digging into your shoulders when it's a little bit more packed out. Webbing on the straps, you have a sternum strap. It's going to help give you a little bit more support as you're wearing the bag. You have the quick release buckles so that you don't have to readjust the length of the straps. You can also place this around a table or a chair when you're sitting down to give a little bit of theft deterrence. You have a couple of loops that you can pair with some sort of a waist strap, which I typically don't use for bags of this size. And really comfortable back panel as well. Not quite as breathable as I typically like to see, but still something that I can wear for longer periods with some weight and it doesn't feel uncomfortable. And then the organizational layout on this is really nice. You have a variety of pockets to make it easy to access all of your stuff. You have a quick access pocket on the front that has enough volume to hold something a little bit bulkier like my sunglasses case. And then you have an admin pocket that's a little bit larger, and I like how wide this opens to make it easy to see everything that's on the inside. It also has a good bit of volume, so it can handle bulkier items, pouches. I currently have my alpaca admin pouch in there. And then you have some good internal organization. On the lid, you have a couple of taller slip pockets that will hold pouches and other bigger accessories. And on the back, you have a couple of slip pockets. I have a little nail clipper set, and then you have a little lanyard with a clip. I currently have a Gerber dime attached here, and a couple of slots for a pen, flashlight, taller slip pockets for a notebook or a tablet. Then you have a zippered pocket on the back for other things that you just want to keep from floating around the compartment. So really nice variety there. At the top, you also have another quick access pocket that has a soft lining. So this is meant to be sort of the sunglasses pocket. I tend to use it for my AirPods or a mouse, my charging cable, since that's what I'm reaching down to grab from this angle, but great to see that you do have that added protection. And then on the back, you have another compartment that you can use to store something like a tablet, hydration bladder, and so great to have this variety here. It's got the dual zipper so you can open it from either direction, little loop to handle the nozzle from the hydration bladder, and then just a nice amount of space. Again, tablet would work there as well. And moving into the main compartment, this is a clamshell style bag, and so plenty of space with the 24 liters of capacity. You have to release the compression strap so that you can open it all the way. And then you have a very traditional open layout for kind of a clamshell bag. So you have a great sort of space to work with a modular setup. I have a couple of pouches here, my headphones. I tossed in as much as I could just to show how much this could actually hold. Lockbee pouch, Civic Access pouch from Evergoods. And then on the back, you see one of the updates when version 2.0 of this bag was released is that you have a padded laptop sleeve on the back. which has a Velcro strap to keep your device in place. This is pulled up off the bottom of the ground to give you some protection when you're placing this down. And I really like that you have an actual laptop sleeve now. It's not always as easy to get the device in and out. You do have the quick access pocket, which pokes in. You have all your stuff on top of it, but still better than not having it. And then this can, handle packing cube if you want to use it for minimal travel. You have a couple of zippered pockets on the lid, and these have some volume as well, so they're able to handle a variety of charging accessories, pouches, toiletries. So really love this layout. It has worked quite well, and the size of the Rush 12 in particular has been just absolutely great to use. And I really just love the tactical vibe of the bag, the durability, and this is also a really great value for the price point that it comes in at, the features that you get. And if you're just looking for an EDC bag that's gonna work well for a long time to come, this is gonna be an excellent option to take a look at. The LV18 is, in my opinion, one of the most underrated everyday carry bags on the market. I'm always surprised that I don't hear more about this one. It was recently updated. I actually have the previous version here, which has continued to hold up well as I've used it over the past few years. And I really like that this one has a less tactical appearance, so it feels like it's gonna just blend in a little bit better into more environments. It almost reminds me of kind of like a North Face backpack, so it doesn't really stand out, which I think is a really good thing. And then it's got a very solid build quality. This exterior fabric is an 840D nylon, which feels rugged, and like it's also gonna offer a nice amount of weather resistance. You have the YKK zippers, and then along the exterior, you have dual external water bottle pockets. Interesting implementation here. You have these snaps here that will keep the pockets closer to the bag when they're not in use, but then they have a good amount of space even for a larger water bottle. So I can squeeze this larger one in here. You can see that that fits in. You have compression straps on the pockets, which you can use to tighten them down or to hold additional accessories. Then you have a really great carrying handle at the top, very easy to grab this when you need to. You have compression straps along the front. Interesting system here, very quick release buckles, easy to use. You can put something on the bottom, along the front, you can adjust them. You have some strap management, so lots of functionality included here. The bag comes in at about 30 liters, and so it's a pretty versatile size. It's gonna work well for EDC. It might feel a little bit on the larger end for an everyday carry bag, particularly as you start to load all of the compartments out. This can feel a little bit bulkier because they all have a good bit of volume, so it'll stick out a little bit, but in general, it still feels very manageable for your day-to-day. Could also work well as a minimal travel bag if you want to use it for that. And then as far as the harness system, this has also been quite comfortable to wear. Similar padding on the straps is what we've seen on some of the other 511 bags. You have the adjustable and removable sternum strap. And I like the back panel on this one because it's got a little bit more breathability. You have the mesh, good padding distributed all throughout. You have, again, the attachment points at the bottom where you can add or remove a waist strap, which I don't believe was included with this particular bag, but that may have changed with the newer edition. And then along the front, one cool thing that I thought was interesting is you can actually hide the 511 logo away. Just, if you really want to go full gray man with this type of a bag. 511 is a brand that may be more associated with tactical gear, concealed carry, and things like that. So that's really cool that you can kind of hide this away if you want to. And then jumping into the organizational options, really nice admin area along the front, which is going to have plenty of volume even for some bulkier accessories. And so I just have my cables and chargers resting there at the top, but you could probably add additional pouches. And then you have a couple of slip pockets on the lid to hold slightly larger items. And I believe there's even an extra sort of hidden compartment here. You have this Velcro to give you an area that's a little bit more hidden, out of the way for something more sensitive. And then on the back of this compartment, you have some PALS webbing here that you can pair with anything that has a clip. Carabiner, I have a flashlight, I have a pocket knife. These are both from 511. I actually really like the EDC accessories that 511 has. They're great to use. And then this also has a soft lining. You have another section here on the back with a good bit of space. Now with all of these things, you kind of have to pick and choose how you use the capacity, but I love that it gives you just lots of options. You have a little clip here at the top with a lanyard for your keys, and then some additional slip pockets here for things like pens, other multi-tools that you want to be carrying. And so nice bit of options provided there. And then One of the cool things about this bag is that it's great for concealed carry. If you don't want to carry anything on you, if you prefer to have that in your bag, you actually have dual openings to the concealed carry area. So regardless of whether you're a righty or a lefty or how you like to swing the bag off your shoulder. And then you have some built-in organization for your firearm, for some additional magazines. So really great that this is actually built into the bag, and then that you have the dual access zippers. And moving into the main compartment, really nice amount of space here. I have a couple of pouches in here, so it has its own sort of volume. At the top, you have a nice soft lined area for your sunglasses. Good that that has a decent amount of space. And then a couple of zippered pockets on the lid. Top one has mesh, so you can see what's on the inside. And then the one below that is a little bit more hidden. I don't use this one as much because that's where I tend to have my pouches. And then on the back, you have what I would say is kind of the secondary main area. And so more additional space here. I have a packable rain jacket, some extra pouches, my headphones. So it is able to handle some of those bulkier items. I have the Civic Access pouch 2 liter. And now you can see down into the bottom of the bag, nice amount of space. And you also have a padded and suspended laptop sleeve here on the back. You have a nice frame sheet, so it really helps keep your device up off the ground, so that when you place your bag down, you don't have to worry about that. And so this isn't the most padded sleeve per se, but it still gets the job done. It'll be able to hold a 15-inch laptop or so. 14-inch definitely will fit. And I believe that the new edition of the bag, the laptop sleeve, comes up a little bit higher to give you some extra protection. So, really just covering a lot of features across all of these compartments. I have always been impressed with how functional, versatile this bag is. And if you're looking for something that's going to be great for concealed carry, or that's just going to offer a flexible layout without looking super tactical, then this can be an excellent option to take a look at. The Daily Deploy is another really interesting kind of all-purpose bag. Like the Rush 12, it has a pretty tactical appearance, webbing along the front, along the sides, so a lot of different options for customization depending on what you want to carry. Then you have some compression straps to allow you to kind of tighten the bag down when it's not as full, or to clip on additional accessories. Always great to have. You have a pretty simple handle at the top, so not adding a ton of weight here or padding, but still very easy to kind of reach up and grab the bag when you need to. And then pretty simple layout on the exterior besides the webbing and the compression straps. As far as the capacity, this one comes in at about 28 liters, so really versatile size. It's going to be a little bit of a larger EDC. It'll easily be able to handle the items that I would typically carry with me. You have some leftover space. Definitely a great minimal travel bag size without feeling overwhelmingly big or bulky. And then taking a look at the harness system, the straps here are pretty well padded. They have a sternum strap to give you a little bit more support. Webbing, you have the quick release buckles here as well. And then the back panel also has a nice bit of padding. Not as much breathability on this one, but it still feels comfortable even when you're wearing it for a little bit longer. You have the attachment points at the bottom if you want to add a waist belt. And then the organizational layout for this one is fairly minimal. You have a nice quick access pocket at the top. So this is where I would typically store my cables, my AirPods, the items that I'm grabbing a little bit more quickly. And then you have one zippered pocket on the side, which is kind of a water bottle-esque pocket. And so this is perfect for something like my slim memo bottle. It can handle something a little bit larger, but this doesn't expand outwardly, so it'll eat up some space from the main area. But because it's a zippered pocket, which I really like, you can also use this to store cables, chargers, pouches, other things that aren't water bottle related. And then diving into the main compartment, this has more of a suitcase style opening, so you have to undo some of the compression straps to be able to open this up, and so you can access it from the top if you want to. But a lot of the uniqueness of this bag comes in the fact that you can open this up when you want to pack it out for travel, and then you have a large open main compartment that's going to work great for a pack and cube setup. And the 28 liters of space here, I was very impressed with how much it was able to hold. I have just packing cubes in this main area at the moment, smaller one from Peak Design. I have an extra pair of shoes in a packing cube. Then I have the smaller compressible packing cube and the larger compressible packing cube. So that's my typical setup, which you see in a lot of my videos, and this is able to handle it with no problem. Then on the back of this compartment, you have a padded sleeve. with a Velcro strap. That's going to be a good spot to store your laptop. It's got a good amount of padding and it is properly pulled up off the bottom of the ground. So when you place your bag down, your device won't be making contact with the ground. The sleeve and the back panel have kind of a soft lining that can work well for attaching patches, pouches, if you have the Velcro compatible pouches. And it's also just gonna give a softer lining for your device. Again, not as easy to get your device in and out of this one, but still good to have a place to give it at least some protection. And then on the lid, you have a couple of zippered mesh pockets that have nice amount of volume. So this is the type of pocket I wouldn't normally use, but because of how the space is distributed, it was able to handle my sunglasses there. And then below that, you have a taller one that's gonna be great for pouches, cables, other accessories. I have my USB-C hub that I used to charge my laptop and tablet, and Ghostwell pouch. And then opening up this secondary section here, you have again, extra space, whether you're traveling with this or using it for your day-to-day. I was able to toss in a couple of pouches just to show the volume, even when this main area was completely packed out with my packing cube. So really love the flexibility that this provides. And then if you don't want to use it for travel, just for EDC, I could toss in all the pouches that I know I typically have, my headphones, all the things. This is the type of layout that'll adapt nicely. And then, you close it up. And because of the compression straps, I can make it feel a little more compact for when I'm walking around versus traveling, which is always nice just to make it feel a little bit more manageable. So just a really useful layout overall. I like that it still has the tactical vibe and that it keeps things pretty simple, but that it's just gonna be great, particularly if you're looking for something that's a little bit more travel focused due to the suitcase style opening. The All Hazards Prime really feels like it lives up to its name as far as being ready for anything that you throw at it. Like the Rush 12, this has a more tactical appearance with webbing on the front, on the side, so you have a lot of different options with how you configure the bag, and there just is a lot of space and functionality present all throughout. It's a very durable bag. It's got a really rugged nylon fabric, and then very smooth working, reliable zippers. And at the top, you have a really nice, well-padded handle. This is a little more elevated than the other handles that I've been looking at in this list. It's just got more cushion. It just feels very durable. And then you have a really interesting system here along the front. It's kind of a stick-it compartment where you can loosen this up and actually store larger items in here. So if you want to store some shoes, a helmet, and so this can really adapt to a variety of different use cases, which is great. And then as far as the capacity, this one comes in at about 29 liters, so plenty of space for your day-to-day, more than I typically need. This is a little bit on the larger side, but that gives you a lot of flexibility. And then it's also gonna be a great minimal travel bag size. I was easily able to load this out with a bunch of different setups. And this does tend to get a little bit bulkier as the various sections of the bag have their own independent volume. So you wanna keep an eye on that as you load everything out, but still just a really interesting size. And then the harness system on this one is one of the most comfortable that I've used from 511. I really wish that this was present on more of their bags. It just offers a ton of padding on the inside. You have this breathable material, good width on the straps to help prevent them from digging into your shoulders when the bag is loaded out. You have webbing, the sternum strap, and then you have the quick release buckles and the attachment point for the waist strap. And the back panel also feels really, really nice. You have the same type of padding that we saw on the straps, well distributed throughout. There's also some elevation to create these air channels to provide you with ventilation while you're walking around. And moving into the organization, this is where the bag really shines. You have a lot of different compartments for all of your stuff. Quick access pocket on the front, very simple, great for something like a notebook or a smaller tablet. And then an admin compartment that has some internal organization. And this one also has a good bit of volume. At the moment, I just have a water bottle in here, my slim memo bottle, because one thing about this is that it does not have external water bottle pockets. And then I just have a pouch in here. On the back, you have a couple of slip pockets, gonna be great for pens, flashlights, multi-tools, pocket knives, and you have some taller slip pockets for anything that you wanna store here. I have my USB hub with some cables. You have clip for your keys, a multi-tool. You actually have two of them here, which is great to see. And then at the top, you have an excellent quick access pocket. This is actually reinforced. It's a little bit harder. It's got kind of a plastic shell here, so it's gonna keep your stuff from getting crushed. And then on the inside, you have a soft lining for anything a little bit more delicate that you're storing. I have a charging cable in here, my AirPods, and then I also have my sunglasses. And these were able to fit with their case. So I really like the size of this compartment in addition to the lining and the protection that it offers. And then you have a compartment on the back that can work for storing a device like a tablet, and can also work for having a hydration bladder. You have a little Velcro strap here to help with the nozzle, and so similar to what we saw on the Rush series. And then you have the dual clamshell main areas. This reminds me a little bit of the GR2. It's a layout that I've always found to be very flexible. You have to release these buckles here so that you can open this up fully clamshell, but it does open up all the way, which is great to see. It just gives you a lot of flexibility and visibility. So in here I have some of my typical items that I'll have with me on my day-to-day. I have a packable rain jacket, some pouches, and on the back you can see the bright orange lining, which is great for visibility, and you have rows of webbing so you can attach additional accessories, configure it with pouches. One of the cool things about this one is that on the lid for this compartment, you actually have some tearaway zippered mesh pouches, and this is a really cool idea. You have a good bit of volume in these. You can see what's on the inside since they're made of mesh, and so you can use them for a variety of different setups. Most of my stuff is in my other pouches, so I just have some of the more random items that I have with me just to throw them in there. But great that you can actually tear these out. I've sometimes used this as like a medical kit, one as a tech pouch, and so you can use them, you can take them out if you don't want to use them, but great that they're actually included with the bag. And then on the back, you have kind of the primary main compartment, also clamshell. And this is where I actually have my travel setup. So this what impressed me the most about this bag is that I was able to load it out with my packing cubes. Here I have the smaller Peak Design compressible packing cube. I have the larger one. Both of those fit in there comfortably, and I still had space in the other areas for my more EDC focused items. On the back here, you have a simple slip pocket that'll be, a place where you can slide a device in. It's not padded, so this isn't gonna be maybe the best for a more tech focused carry, but still good to have something like this to at least separate your device, or you can use this for clothing, for some shoes. You have the ability to access the frame sheet, and then on the front you have an additional slip pocket, which might be good for another smaller device or anything that you want to keep higher in the compartment if you want to access it from the top. So really great flexible layout, very impressive amount of space, super rugged. And if you're looking for a rugged tactical bag that can not only work for everyday carry, but that's also going to be quite good for travel, and this is going to be an awesome option to take a look at. And so that's it. Those are some of the similarities and differences between a few of my favorite bags from 511. Hopefully this video was helpful, and if you have any questions on the items that I featured in the video or suggestions for similar items that I should check out, as always, please let me know in the comments. And I'll make sure to include links in the description below to the dedicated reviews that I've done for each of these bags. And as for the giveaway, 511 has been kind enough to provide an extra daily deploy pack for me to give away. To enter, all you need to do is make sure that you're subscribed to the channel and leave a comment below letting me know what your favorite aspect of the bag is. I'm gonna be selecting a winner probably around the first week of December, so make sure to keep an eye out for that, and best of luck if you do enter. And I wanna thank 511 again for sending the bags for me to test out, and to you guys for watching and supporting the channel. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a like, and if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any upcoming videos, and we'll see you in the next one.